Hey guys, BaoZakeruga here with TeenyFox.
Hello.
And this week we're reviewing this week's episode of The Walking Dead. So right off the bat, first thing I want to talk about. Clean shaven Rick. Your opinion.
Oh God. I was like, who is that man? That's not who you are anymore, Rick. You need to embrace the fluff.
It was weird.
It was. I was like, he has a face. Like, I forgot that he had a face under there. It's weird just seeing his transformation from a wild wildebeest caveman to a clean-shaven gentleman. It's weird. It was weird for me.
And now when the beard comes back, it's going to be weird for me.
They never stop teasing us. They never stop.
The thing I noted most in this episode, in contrast with last episode, because the last episode was all about tension.
Yeah.
And it was tension of, can we trust these guys? Are they going to betray us, ambush us, whatever? And now we're in this safe city, and I feel the tension is still there. So that was pretty interesting, because we're not in danger anymore, but still a pretty tense episode.
Yeah, I agree. But I kind of felt a little bit of the comedic relief with Daryl and the possum. Like, I was laughing for like 5 minutes when Daryl's like, I brought dinner. I was like, I love you. and little nuances throughout the episode with a little bit of comedy here and there. Like, whenever she knocks on their door in the middle of the night and she's like, oh, you guys really are a family. It's like little funny things that happened. But there was still tension. I do agree. It was still a very tense episode, but they did lighten up and show a tad bit of sense of humor.
Now that you mention comic relief, something I thought was hilarious. Carol.
Freaking Carol.
I know what was going on with Carol. Last season, she's Rambo. This season, she's freaking Mary Poppins. Like, at the top of a hat, can she go from one to the other? That was just interesting to me, how her personality is like just that.
Well, I don't think her personality changed at all, to be fair. I think what Carol does is she adjusts to the environment. So if the environment causes for her to be freaking a maiden, she's going to be a maiden. If the environment calls for her to take charge, she's going to take charge. But only if she needs to. I think in this case, she's gonna play it cool. She did not let her guard down. Carol will never let her guard down after what she's been through. Never. So she's gonna play cool. She's gonna play dress up and make food for old people and look like freaking Mr. Rogers' wife, okay? Just for a little bit, just to see. Cause you noticed in her interview, she made the lady think that she was weak. She's like,
true.
Like, what did you do before? Oh, I just made breakfast and I was just a housewife. She made herself come off as she was a weakling, so they would underestimate her abilities, which you do not underestimate Carol. Carol's playing the game.
Didn't she say she loved her husband too?
Yeah, she did.
We know that's not the truth.
She was abused by her. Well, I think she did love her husband at some point, but she intentionally left out a lot about her life and the things that she's done in this new world. She did that on purpose. So they won't target her if they do come off. If they, at the end, are like a bad colony of evil people, you're not going to target the weakest person, hopefully. You're more or less are going to go after the stronger people. But little do they know that Carol is one of the strongest people there. Carol's playing a mind game. I respect Carol. I was like, damn, I know what you're doing, girl.
Okay, so next thing I want to ask, did something feel off at all about you with the town, or were you like Michonne, you were cool with it, or were you like Rick and you were like checking every little thing to see if something was up?
Something's definitely off about that place. Something, a few hints. Well, one of the biggest ones that was, I was like raising my hand like, can I speak, teacher? Because, okay, when Rick went out at night, and he was walking the streets. There's one guy sitting in the back smoking a cigarette.
What's her face's husband?
Yeah, what's her face's husband? And he was like, my wife cut your hair or something like that. And he was like, welcome to Alexandria.
That was so awkward.
That was a sign. Everyone in that town was happy-go-lucky, joyful. He was not. There's something wrong.
Something I think might have been the case is that he's just an abusive husband and he abuses his wife. Or it could be like with you and he's just, yeah.
I think him and then also that teenage girl.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are the few signs that shows that there's something off with that town. There's no way that town is legit. Like there can be no way. Like when that girl jumped over the fence.
Yeah.
I think that she's not completely tamed by them.
True.
And I think that shows that there's something off because she kind of, although she didn't say much, she didn't have many lines. I think her whole thing of going off to the town and whatnot, I think that's a sign too.
A part of the episode I thought was interesting to me because it was sweet in a morbid kind of way. Rick and Carl like getting together and killing the walkers.
Back to back, Charlie's Angels, like
it's like father son bonding in the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, I took that as a sign of like, although they got cleaned up, just like Carol, although they got cleaned up and fresh and dapper, that they're still at their core survivors. And I feel like whenever Carl was like, Dad, let me do this for you. And he was like, Poof. I feel like that was their way of establishing, by not speaking, of course, because they don't speak to each other. They just look at each other and like, that was their way of establishing how they're gonna go about the town. Like they're still gonna be who they are. They're just playing along with the game until they figure it out.
And going back to what you said earlier about something being off, something I didn't even think about until the preview for the next episode where Rick said, something's weird with this place. They just handed authority over to newcomers. I didn't even think about that. It's like, you don't really know these people. Rick straight up said he's killed people for his own group. So, yeah. That is weird.
Yeah, I was thinking about that during that whole episode whenever she was like, I want you to be the constable. And I'm like, hold up, what? Like, you just found these wildebeest in the street and this homeboy literally brought in a possum and said, I brought dinner. Like, and he still didn't shower. Homeboy still didn't shower. Like, no, there's something wrong. And also, during the first, 5 minutes of the episode when she says she was a politician, that I was like, hands up. Don't.
She's a liar.
Like, I think she was a politician.
I mean, politicians lie.
Yeah. I think she's playing a game. She's playing a game on people's hearts, just like politicians, not trying to be political or anything, but they have that talent of persuading people. And I feel like freaking Rick can see that. And also when she made the comment about what you were in your past life is important now, not really. I mean, it can help.
Glenn was a delivery boy.
Yeah, it can help, but not really. And I feel like she's trying to play on those feelings, I think. And I think that's one of the reasons why she can't figure Daryl out.
True.
I think that's because, what did Daryl say he was in his past life? Nothing, right? Nobody. That's what he said he was. Sadly.
Okay. And speaking of Glenn, like earlier, Glenn and Aiden. Let's just talk about this whole situation. Okay, so they go out for a practice run. And the first thing I want to know, Aiden told Glenn, oh, we brought some sweet biscuits.
Biscuits! He referred to the gun as biscuits!
And he had some of these little Glocks when they came in with freaking assault rifles and sniper rifles. Like this isn't going to impress them.
Yeah.
And then Aiden, this dude. Okay, a walker killed your friend. You want revenge. I understand that. Tying up a walker, still weird. Okay, whatever.
Bondage.
The walker comes out. Walker almost bites what's-her-face.
Tara?
Tara. And you get pissed when Glenn stabs him.
First of all, he rubbed me the wrong way as soon as I saw his face. And when he said biscuits, referred to the gun as biscuits, I wanted to punch my TV. Not lying. I literally wanted to punch him in the face. And then he was like, yeah, we were in ROTC. Like, are you serious? That's not even like the real military. No disrespect for people in ROTC, but you know that's not compared. These people have been to war and back. Compared to ROTC is like preschool for them. Okay, so to say that, yo, we were in ROTC, I'm like, I just didn't like that whole interaction. He was a bit too cocky for my liking, and I freaking fell in love with Glenn even more when that whole situation happened. Oh, I was so proud.
He ducked that punch like a pro, too. And then Daryl came out of nowhere and sacks the other guy.
Daryl was waiting to pounce. I think Daryl was like a little chihuahua in the background growling like, it's like waiting for one of his people to be touched so he can nip him.
Okay, probably the final thing I personally want to touch on. Rick as pretty much the new governor. What do you think? Also, well, first thing I want to know is that his line of dialogue at the end of the show I thought was brilliant. Where he said, okay, we're in this place. We are not going to get weak. If these people are weak, screw them. We'll take the place for ourselves. Perfect attitude for this situation. We have a roof over our heads. Let's enjoy it. But we're not going to get weak if they bring us down. Oh, well. So, yeah, Rick as the new governor.
I like that whole situation. I still think is super sketchy, and it reminds me of like last season. The last line, he's like, "They're messing with the wrong people." Whenever he's like trapped in the thing at Terminus, the trailer, they're messing with the wrong people. Like, it reminds me of that, and I think those people are in trouble. I know this is a bit off topic, however, I feel like there's something else sketchy about that place because they're surviving. They're doing well. They have resources. Dude said that they had an apple orchard where they get fresh made apple cider or apple sauce or whatever. Like, they're surviving. They're doing well. Why do they need help?
Well, her reason, she says that she wanted to build a community, but
that's a bit inconsistent. If you're surviving, you survive. You don't look for more people to take care of. I feel like there's a lot of plot holes when it comes to Miss Deanna's story with there's something wrong. There's something up that she's not telling. Because you don't just invite strangers and say, take care of us, be our guardian angel. I'm going to give you the power. I think it's a mind trick. I don't think they're carnivores, like the Terminus people. I don't think that. I think more or less they're playing a game. And like that kid with Tyrone was getting bitten, stringing up the walker by the tree. And there's something deeply wrong with that. And I'm proud of Glenn for knocking him out. I was yelling at the TV like I was watching Russell. I'm like, yes! Like, freaking Glenn did not buck down. And I saw Dale and Glenn when that happened. That whole situation. I literally saw Dale and Glenn. Like, it was weird. Like, because that's what Dale would have done. Dale would have just, like, been completely passive and just taken the situation. He wouldn't have been the first person to punch. Glenn is never the first person to throw a punch, if you notice. True. And I think he learned that from Dale. I don't know, that whole thing.
And something else I just thought about. I wonder if they're going to do this, like, created this dynamic with Michonne and Rick, kind of like Michonne and Andrea used to be with the governor's city. Where Michonne didn't trust his place. Andrea was right at home. But now it seems it's flipped where Michonne feels right at home. But Rick and the others don't really trust this place. So that's interesting. I wonder if they're going to do more with that or, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Michonne is... I think she's trying to get to the point where she doesn't want to distrust everyone. And I feel like this place is a point of her just being open. However, she's doing that in a way where it could probably not turn out really well. I think she's just tired and she doesn't want to see her people be too far gone.
Yeah.
That was a reference to the comic book. There's a
all you comic watchers.
Too Far Gone.
If you get the reference, leave in the comments.
But yeah, I think I think Michonne, although she's like skipping in the daisies and whatnot, I don't think she's that out there. Like, I feel like she's still conscious enough to make decisions along with Rick, because she's going to see that the way that things are happening and how they're just giving away authority, giving away mansions, giving away food, giving away water, giving away power. She's not stupid. She was a lawyer, right, in the past life? She's not stupid. She's gonna figure it out. She may be caught in the days now, but she will smell the roses. Trust me.
Okay, so anything else you wanted to touch on before we end?
Part I wanted to talk about was when Rick went back for his gun and it was gone. I think that Rick was being followed, I don't know, whenever he first put the gun there and someone took it out. I think that's a bad sign. I think that whoever was following him, or someone's doing sweeps of the area for weapons, I think they're going to entrap them or do something. I don't know what's happening. I don't think anyone in the group took that gun. I think that someone in the community took it. And I know Rick knows. He's just playing along, just like Carol's just playing along. However, Daryl will not play along because Daryl is not. He's not one to play fake or play games. True. He's straightforward, and that's why he's not playing along with it. He'll still be there with his family because he knows that that's his family. But he's not gonna play along, smile in people's faces. He's the first one that will pounce on you. So I think that this whole episode and the last episode was foreshadowing something big that's about to happen. When you leave guns and your gun's not there, that's not a good sign.
Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed this week's review. Once again, thank you to my special guest, TeenyFox. If you want to subscribe to her channel, which you should, it's in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.
Yeah. Have awesome days.